Hello. I'm so happy to reach you at this particular point in time. I'm so excited for today, what we're going to be learning. I want to thank you for the feedback that kept on coming right from yesterday's video. Many people called, many people, text, many people, sent messages of how they were seeing things the way they were before COVID-19. And that was the stark reality of things, whether you like it or not. Because what I like doing is to say the fact, the way they are. I don't care whether you are a school owner, you are an administrator, you are a teacher, you are an educator. I think we should no longer deceive ourselves. We should be profound with some certain issues. Because the bottom line here is that learning must be taking place in our schools. Our students, every child has the right to learn. I belong to a school of thought that believes in the inclusiveness of education. And what that means is that every child in the world, irrespective of religion, tribe, and values that you have the right to quality education wherever you are in the world. So we're going to continue today. Yesterday we looked at pre-COVID-19. Today we shall be looking at COVID-19 lessons for educators. So just like I started yesterday, what we have under COVID-19 era, what are the lessons that we are learning from this situation? As I said yesterday, we never thought a time like this will come in our lifetime, that schools will be shut down and children will not have access to go to school, and teachers will not have the opportunity to also teach their students. But this is the reality. This is the fact. This is the evidence that this too can happen, and we can profoundly have a situation where students can stay away from the classroom and where teachers will take solace in their homes and be reaching out probably to their students at home. So I'm so delighted, I'm so happy for this time. Just as we started yesterday looking at the 5 elements that have been affected in a school scenario. We have the school, we have the teacher, we have student, we have the school environment, we have the curriculum. So we want to see how this element or factors have been shaped, have transformed, have been changed by the impact of COVID-19. That is reality of things as they stand today. So we begin with the school and begin to see the things that we are currently thinking about. What are we imagining today? What are we going through today as a result of schools under shutdown? Are we thinking outside the box? Are there lessons for us to learn from this pandemic? What are we going to do differently? What decisions are we going to be making as stakeholders in education today? Now we have to move education forward. But we have a challenge. Everybody has been affected. Whether you are an owner of school, you are a teacher, you are an educator, you are a proprietor, whatsoever role you are playing in education, I want to remind you that all of us, we have been affected in one way or the other by coronavirus pandemic. And that is exactly what we want to look at today, and to see how we can reinvent the wheel, to see how we can think outside the box and get the tools that are necessary for us to turn this situation around in our classrooms, in our schools, and for learning to begin again. So, as a school, what are we thinking about? This particular situation that we are facing today. The need for modern learning is there. Many people have called me How are we going to go about delivering instructions online? How can we reach to our students? We never saw this coming. We were not even prepared for online learning. Blended learning was something we never thought we would have been doing. Flipped classrooms, we never saw it. 21st century teaching was something we never imbibed. These things, even in our curriculum in schools. But here we are today. Every proprietor that could not even do simple WhatsApp is now asking questions. How can I reach my students online? And this is a decision we have to make now. The need for modern learning. How can we reach our students in the comfort of their homes? Is it possible? Some schools have started it. They are reaching their students right in their homes, evaluating them, giving them formative assessment. And summative assessment is going on online. So what are you waiting for? Is it possible? It has been done and it is still going on. They need to run schools efficiently and manage resources effectively. Many proprietors of schools and owners of schools are actually in big trouble because they have to pay their teachers. The little resources that have been coming in timely, they have abused it, mismanaged it, and today they are in very tight waters. That is the situation, and this is the lesson we have to learn now. That as owners of schools, we must account for the resources that come into our coffers, because that is what it means to run schools. Without management, we will abuse the running of school. And that is what we are thinking. Many owners of schools. More investment in education, especially in ICT, is something we have to start doing now. Many schools don't even have an ICT laboratory. Talk more of computers. The need to collaborate. I've seen many schools collaborating with schools now. There's need for teamwork. Nobody has all the answers alone. So you have to reach out and seek for help in this situation. To collaborate is key if you want to move your school forward. Or as a teacher, you want to develop your skill. You cannot do it on your own. We are teachers because we are learners at the same time. They need to improve on the competence of administration. There is the need for administrators of schools to improve. Desire for competent and world-class teachers. Now we are thinking about teachers that can deploy these tools in their teaching. That is part of this 21st century, teachers' competence. So we are looking for world-class teachers now. Effective supervision and monitoring is something we have to begin to look at doing so that our schools can become very competitive, vibrant, and centers of excellence. Students can learn without attending school. Now we can now see that students actually learning can take place without students going to school. Right in the comfort of their homes now, they can learn. And that is the education for life we have been talking about. It transcends the boundaries of a school. Education is life. Everything around us is education. It must not necessarily be in the four walls of a classroom. That's what we call online learning now. And everybody knows this reality now. Even those that were novice of internet and gadget, they are even savvier now in the use of this technology. That is the reality. The second one, the teacher. How has the teacher fared in this? What lessons has the teacher learned from this experience that we're going through? Many teachers I know, their eyes are now opened. That, they need to become a world-class teacher is the essence of the day. I must develop myself. I must build my skills. I must become a world-class teacher. I must be able to teach in the UK, even in Nigeria. Because education is universal. The principles are the same anywhere you go in the world. They need to improve competence. And competence has to do with skills. The skill of a teacher is very important. Training and retraining. You can be a good teacher A world-class teacher without training and retraining. This season, many people have now known what it is to go for training and take a course, even online. More pay for teachers is the order of the day now. Because as you build and you develop your skills, more money comes to you. Become a professional teacher. Many teachers now are now thinking about registering with the Teacher Registration Council of Nigeria. And that is kudos to them. Investing in your teaching career, collaborating more, reaching out to other teachers and learning from their experiences. That is what makes this profession to be thick. Because on your own, you can't know it all. By collaborating and working together, we can expand our knowledge and share our experiences for the interest of the learners we are teaching. And becoming a 21st century teacher, it means you should be aware and have the knowledge of the 21st century skills. That we are moved beyond knowledge and facts to skills and values. You can teach your student remotely. Many teachers have now realized that. I don't need to interface with my students physically, but right from where I am, I can do distance learning for them. You can evaluate and assess your student from home, and it will be credible. The next one is the student. How has the student fared? Getting used to modern learning. Many children that could not even press anybody on the laptop now are now learning at home from the laptop. Now they are now seeing that they can learn on their own. They were not used to these tools before in the school setting, but now is a skill that they have developed, how to learn with their laptops and their Android phones. Developing 21st century skills when it comes to collaboration, communication, when it comes to building relationship. Students are now learning this. Promoting independent learning. Students are now realizing the fact that they can learn on their own without their teachers persuading them to learn and read. So you can learn on your own. Teacher's role is now passive. You need to become an engaged student. You are your own motivation. Many students have realized that during this COVID-19 era. Then we'll look at the learning environment quickly. Now, what has changed in the learning environment and what can we learn? Maintaining standard in our school should be the order of the day. Maintaining high quality hygiene practices. Our eyes have been opened to this. Running the silent curriculum must be very active in our schools. Collaborating more, relating well with parents, teaching 21st century skills, supporting our communities, charging fees that are commiserable with quality of teaching and learning, providing tools for teaching and learning for our schools should be the order of the day now. Focusing more on teaching skills than knowledge skills. So these are the things that have changed within our school environment. Then the last but not the least should be the curriculum. So what have we learned with the curriculum? The need for a change of our national curriculum. We are facing serious problems as a nation, even in Africa. So the curriculum is the scapegoat. When we change our curriculum, we solve the problems of society. We change the mindset of our young children and students that are learning. Through this modern curriculum that we envisage can be the answer to the problems we are facing in our nation today. The need for modern learning. We have to overhaul the old learning to the modern learning. We have to make use of ICT in the learning process now. Developing the skills of teachers across board. We must build the confidence and competence of teachers. Encouraging reflective and critical problem-solving skills in our curriculum. Let our students become problem solvers instead of just memorizing facts in the classroom. Teaching skills and not knowledge should be the focus of our curriculum because the world has changed. I'm sure you have learned from this study today. I'm going to see you on Monday and we shall conclude what the future holds for us in post-COVID-19 lessons for educators. Thank you and may God bless you.